Hey guys, welcome. This is Catherine and this is Little Bits of Heaven Homestead. So it looks like YouTube has changed some of their criteria, and in order for me to live stream directly from my mobile device, it says that I now have to have 1,000 subscribers. So I'm getting really close, so if you guys could definitely share this video and help me boost my subs, I would greatly appreciate it because I absolutely love the live streaming format. So today I guess I am doing something new and I am uploading a video. This will be my first. So up until this point I have done only live streams, and this feels kind of awkward because I miss that whole interaction with you guys. That's something that I absolutely love about this. So my topic for today is homesteading and creating an income from your homestead. Is it even possible? So this is a Spinolution hopper spinning wheel, and this bad boy here is actually what started my YouTube/video career. I had no intention of being on video. I know that I've shared that several times, and Julie from Dirt Patch Heaven, she kind of showed up into my life. It's not necessarily unexpectedly. I had had some interaction with her prior, but the way that she dropped into my life was definitely unexpected. So I had reached out to her about some skin issues she was having and offered her some of a lotion bar that I make, hoping that it would help her. I'm no doctor. I don't make any claims on any of the products that I produce, but I feel really good about them, and I have noticed that they've helped other people in the past. So I did reach out to her and offered her that, and then she showed up into my life and presented me with an opportunity that I would have been crazy to have said no. But she brought this spinning wheel into my life and said that we were going to start spinning together and we were going to start doing videos together, and just totally blew me away. So, I'm pushing this all over the place. And not at all what I expected. When she told me that we were going to start spinning together, I have been embracing a say yes attitude in my life for several years prior to her showing up. I used to be a big no. I was in my comfort zone. I wasn't real into expanding beyond that. I was satisfied with life and thought that kind of I had it all figured out. And when I decided to start saying yes to life, it created so many opportunities, including this. So when Julie showed up in my life and said we're going to start spinning together, I was like, okay. I said yes. And I said, you do know I don't know how to spin, right? So it's been a trial by fire. She threw me on the wheel. She gave me some basics and essentially set me loose and told me that I'd find my zen. It was not zen at first. But I think that anytime you take on any new project or activity, any new skill, there's definitely a learning curve to it. And usually the first part of learning is awkwardness. And so nobody ever starts anything and is a total expert from the get-go. You have to go through your awkward stage. You have to learn. You have to troubleshoot. I think half the process in learning is screwing things up initially and going, well, that didn't work. And I think that we learn a lot more from our quote-unquote failures than we do our successes. At least that definitely challenges us more, makes us scratch our heads, makes us think, makes us really try and figure out the root of things, where if it was constant successes, we don't have those same types of challenges or desire to go back and really figure out all the minute details. So this spinning is one way that Julie makes an income off of her homestead. I'm not that good yet. I can produce some decent quality products. I am a mediocre knitter. I can make some scarves. I've been told that since I can make scarves, I could probably make some fingerless gloves relatively easily. So it's really depending on how involved and detail-oriented you want to get, but it's the sky's the limit. So other ways that I have made an income off of my homestead. And for anyone who knows me, I did not go about this journey to create a business. I tend to be very entrepreneurial just in general. And anything I touch, I tend to try and figure out how I can make money off of it. And I really didn't want to do that with our homestead from the get-go. I didn't want it to be a business because I thought that that might muddy my waters, and it would taint my experience and make it so that it wasn't feeding my soul. I looked at it more like a business and a moneymaker, and I really didn't want to do that. So I was heavily resistant into making our homestead a business in any way, shape, or form. As I was frequently asked about selling live animals, and I wasn't into that. I was frequently asked about selling eggs. I do that mostly because I currently have way more chickens than I want to count out in my backyard. Even though I too take losses from predators, we still have an abundance of birds, and so because I have an abundance of birds, I have an abundance of eggs. And that is one way that I've found that I can turn some sort of an income off of our homestead. And I'm not looking to make it a money maker, although I know that there is a strong desire out there from a lot of people who are just getting going on, how can I make this not only be self-supporting, but make an income off of it. So eggs is probably going to be your least beneficial as far as return of investment, because you can only charge so much for eggs. You can only produce so many eggs per bird. It's definitely a viable option. I offset my feed costs just by selling eggs, but I wouldn't call it a huge money maker. So one thing you can do with eggs is if you have a male, be it a rooster, be it a drake, be it a tom, turkey, whatever it is, you can sell fertilized eggs for hatching. That's always an option, and you can turn what would be like a 30-50 cent egg into a $2-3 egg. Another viable option is to hatch chicks and sell them as day-old chicks. You can tend to get $3 to $4 for each live chick that way. That's definitely one way to create an income. As I do have goats, and initially I was turning all my goat milk into cheese, and I do love cheese, but you can only eat so much cheese, and in my state it is not legal to sell raw milk products direct to consumer. And so that's something I have typically stayed away from. But what I have found is a viable source of income, and it actually treats me pretty well. I have far more demand than I do supply, mostly because it's my own time and energy. But I make soap out of my goat milk. And so that's something that has become a really, not only do I enjoy it because I love the science of making soap, but it's become something that I was initially gifting it to friends and family, but I've found that there's high demand for it. And if you put your heart and soul into something, you can create a quality product that not only do you and your family love, but others fall in love with it as well. So don't sell yourself short thinking that you're going to get into homesteading or whatever it is your project, and that you're going to get consumed by debt and overhead and costs. There is definitely ways to help offset that. So although I'm not open to it necessarily, selling live animals is definitely an option. I have tons of friends that they breed their rabbits to be able to sell pet quality, show quality, and also meat for somebody's freezer. You can help people get their own meat breeding programs up and going. So those are all definitely viable options. We have bees, and we have not harvested honey for our own personal consumption yet, but that's definitely an option. And not only is there honey a byproduct that you could use to create an income, but wax is definitely a product that's sought after and wanted. So I'm a little bummed that I can't do my live format because, like I said, I totally love the interaction, but I did want to hop on here and give you guys some income producing ideas. It's definitely not limited to just what I listed. There's all sorts of, if you're into gardening, you can sell seed starts. You could harvest and sell your own seeds. There is no monopoly on selling heirloom seeds. You too could go into your own seed company. So there's just all sorts of options depending on what it is that you're passionate about and what really energizes your soul. So if you are particularly fond of a certain area of your homestead, start investigating what products you could produce in order to maybe not necessarily make an income, but at least self-support your homestead. Because if you've got a self-supporting homestead, it's a whole lot easier to face that work each and every day as you go out the door. So you know that you're not creating a financial burden for your family, and you're offsetting your own work, which is always a positive thing. So that's really all I have to share with you guys. If you guys could share, and if you haven't subscribed, I would greatly, especially now that YouTube is limiting and not letting me do these live streams from the mobile. I'm totally bummed about that. So if you could help me get over 1,000 subs, I would greatly appreciate it, and then I could go back to the format that I enjoy. So hope this was of some value, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.